Welcome back to Tangible Wellness, the podcast where I meet you exactly where you are. And today's episode is, what is the true definition of health? In society, we've been sold a version of health that looks like a full-time job. And we're told if we're not waking up at 5 a.m., running 6 miles a day, hitting the gym for 3 hours a day, or eating extremely perfectionistic and restrictive, then we're not healthy at all. But let's be honest, does that feel like health, or does it feel like just another job? Health isn't a routine or a rigid structure. Those are just constructs that we have been sold upon in today's society. Those are just constructs that we've built to try and stay in tune with ourselves. Because true health is the quality of your life. It's not a checklist, it's a flow. It's an intuitive desire to be connected to your own body. And today I really want to strip away the optimization culture and look at what wisdom and science actually tell us about being a healthy human. So question number one is, why do we think we need exercise every day? The word itself feels clinical, like a man-made requirement, but movement isn't a chore. It's a primary human function. Our ancestors didn't go to the gym. They explored and built, danced, climbed, and jumped. Movement is a physiological demand. For me to get up and go to the bathroom, or for me to get up and go to the fridge, I have to physically move my body. There's a big difference between movement and fitness. Movement is moving in a direction, which is common sense. And fitness is more or less a test of your ability to withstand a resilience or a resistance for a certain period of time. And the research tells us that in modern fitness, we're told that we need 150 to 300 minutes of modern activity a week. But let's look at the Blue Zone research for a second. Again, this is just research and stats and just for education purposes only, and to challenge what we've been taught in society. The areas of the world where people live the longest, these centenarians aren't hitting the CrossFit box. They live in environments that nudge them into moving naturally every 20 minutes. They garden, they walk to the market, they knead bread by hand. That is natural movement. Now, fitness, there's nothing wrong with fitness. If you want to test your athletic ability and push yourself, I'm an advocate for that. I do it myself. But when we categorize fitness as healthy, it takes away what true health means. And to take care of your physical body, we just need to move consistently, not intensely. In traditional Chinese medicine, we talk about qi. They talk about qi, which is our life force. Movement is what prevents stagnation. If the blood doesn't flow, the energy does not move. But there's a balance, yin and yang. We need as much movement as we do rest. And what we're fed in society is that marathoners and CrossFit athletes and Olympic athletes are this picture of pinnacle health. And it is impressive, but it is not natural. High-intensity chronic pushing often leads to depletion, and it also increases inflammation. Science shows that overtraining syndrome can actually suppress the immune system. We were designed to move as much as we rest. If we sit for 8 hours, exercise shouldn't be a 60-minute punishment. It should be the restorative balance, the yin to your yang, to that stillness. So when it comes to movement, what can you do to help yourself get more active? Every hour, move for just a few minutes. Take a small break. Get up and walk around the office. If you're working in an office, get up and walk around for 5 minutes. If you're working at home, take a few minutes every hour to stretch, instead of getting on your phone and using that as a distraction, or try and move a little bit each hour. Now what this does is, if you look at it, we need 60 minutes a day. So if you have an 8-hour workday and you move for 5 minutes every hour, 8 times 5 is 40, right? So it's 40 minutes of movement. Where can we get the other 20? On your lunch break. Take 20 minutes at the end of your lunch break to just take a short walk. After eating, it actually improves digestion, your metabolism, and your mood. And it can prevent the afternoon crash. So there's 60 minutes of movement in your day without you have to ever enter a gym, without you having to sacrifice time that is meaningful for you. Now the next question might come with a little bit of controversy, but again, challenge yourself. Stay open-minded. The weight of worthiness. Weight is a data point, but what we've turned it into is a gold standard for identity. Hundreds of years ago, weight was just a representation of physical presence. Today, it's a source of mental health crisis. Health is not based off of how much you weigh. Health is based off of your biomarkers and your quality of life. But generally, if you're overweight, you're generally going to have issues with your quality of life. When we focus solely on the number, we deny the importance of our biology. The problem with weight-centric health is that the story it tells, if I am not X weight, then I am not worthy. This triggers the body's stress response. Research in Psychoneuroimmunology shows that chronic shame and self-criticism increases cortisol, which ironically makes it harder for the body to maintain a healthy metabolic state. This is not body positivity. It's radical self-responsibility. When you're eating whole foods and moving because you love your body, not because you hate it, your weight naturally finds its set point. What decisions would you make today if you already love the person you see in the mirror? It's to say, don't base your number on your worthiness. Because no matter how skinny or small you get, if you're focused on the number, it's never going to be enough. What choices can you make today that will make you proud tomorrow? The next one is around supplements. When it comes to supplements, supplements are designed to supplement an already balanced and healthy diet. It is a tool, not a cure. So let's get real about the pill bottles on your countertop. Supplements are exactly that, supplements to a balanced life. They aren't a get-out-of-jail-free card for a high-stress, low-sleep lifestyle. Now, in our current food system, the soil is often depleted. So yes, things like magnesium or vitamin D are often essential. But blind supplementation is just expensive guesswork. I have the mentality of the basics first. Go for the basics. You can't out-supplement a fast food diet. So get your basics covered. A multivitamin, a greens powder, if that's something that suits you, an electrolyte, creatine, fish oil. Get with your doctor to make sure that your vitamin D levels are in check. Magnesium is always something that can be good to supplement with. Those are your basics. Anything outside of your basics, you want to get with your doctor. It's because of bioindividuality. I always recommend getting your blood work done first. Knowing your biomarker levels, your ferritin, your vitamin D, your B12, turns a supplement from a marketing trend into a precision tool. So being able to meet with your doctor, understand where your numbers are, can help direct you in the right direction, which is what I work with people on too. If you get your blood work done, your doctor recommends your supplements. Let's talk about some other lifestyle changes like foods and diet that can help you in the long term. And what we've been sold upon is that we need every supplement on the planet, from NAD to peptides to this to that to every product that you can think of. You can fill your cabinets with them. But at the end of the day, those aren't going to be your saving grace. If you're not sleeping well, if you're not moving your body, and if you're not eating consistently whole foods. Instead of stressing yourself out about what you need to be doing more of, start with what basic needs you need to meet first. This next one is about the art of the micro break. In the hustle culture that we live in, we think that balance means working like a machine for 50 weeks so we can rest for 2. This isn't balance, that is burnout. True balance is a daily ratio. So I want to highlight a 2022 meta-analysis that reviewed 22 different studies. They found that micro breaks, just 2 to 3 minutes between tasks, dramatically increased vigor and reduced fatigue. It's about the default mode network in our brain. When we disconnect for a moment, our brain actually processes information better. Performance enhances in recovery. Athletes, let's take that for an example. 2 weeks before a race, they begin tapering their training down to where on 3 days out, they're not doing anything but resting and building up fuel to get ready for race day. Same thing goes for when we are compiling a ton of information into our brain. Our brain needs rest to be able to comprehend and compile the information that it has learned. Disconnect throughout your day. Take micro breaks. At least every couple of hours, take a few minutes to just disconnect from your work or from whatever you're doing. Take a few minutes to just breathe. Connect with yourself again. It's just 2 to 3 minutes. Don't scroll on your phone. Sit in silence and take a few minutes to just regulate your nervous system and get grounded. By you doing this, it can dramatically decrease cortisol and improve focus and concentration for the rest of your day. Now, the decompression ritual is something that I love to talk about because how you end your day determines the quality of your life. I recommend having a closing ritual before you leave the office or shut your laptop. And one of the ways that you can do this is having a legal pad or a journal at your desk that you keep there all the time. And there's a template that I use with majority of my clients that goes like this. What went right today? What was one positive experience that I had today? What did I accomplish today? What do I want to accomplish tomorrow? And then what am I excited to do when I get home? In society, social media, the news, everywhere that we look, we're being fed negativity. What's going wrong? And what that does is to always focus on what we could be doing more of. And yes, we can always improve and challenge and grow. But what's important for us is for us to have a healthy mindset and good mental health is we need equal amounts of both. We need to know what to look out for, but we also need to be proud of what we've accomplished. So focusing on what went right today doesn't take away from what went bad, but it allows you to focus on something good as you go back into your life. What was one positive experience? Did you laugh with a coworker? Have a great conversation with your spouse? Enjoy time with your kids that morning? Little things, it's the small things that matter. What did I accomplish today? Give yourself kudos. What do I want to accomplish tomorrow so you're not thinking about it while you're laying in bed? And then what am I excited to do when I get home? It allows you to focus on the things that you actually work for. By you doing this, this creates life balance. Having small disconnection breaks, a decompression period, sets you up to have a successful night's sleep and healthy decisions at home and at work. So now let's dive into the technology and the dopamine trap. Technology is a tool, but we've treated it like an appendage. We are the first generation in human history to have 24/7 access to hit-sized doses of dopamine via scrolling. I'm a victim to this myself. I'll scroll and my finger goes numb. But our brains require white space to comprehend information. Overloading the mind leads to information obesity. We know everything but understand nothing. If technology is causing your brain fog, it's not an information problem, it's a nervous system problem. What this tells you is that we don't need as much access to information as we think. Challenge this for a second, or answer this question. What would you do today if technology was gone? No TV, no phone, no iPad, no computer, access to no technology whatsoever. What would you do with your time? Take a few minutes to really think about that. And the challenge I have for all of you is try a digital detox. Leave the phone at home for a walk. Use a paper map. Reconnect with the analog world. If that's something that I have been practicing myself. Here, 10 days before, little context. For the last 4 months, I fell off of track with consistency around mindfulness, meditation, and it felt like a chore, if I can just be vulnerable. It felt like a chore. It felt like it was always the next thing I had to just check off my list. And I fell into the pattern of scrolling every day instead of journaling after work and doing the decompression and taking the breaks. And I was posting on a daily basis, but it began to stress me out and make me feel anxious. And it took away the joy. I didn't enjoy it anymore. And so for the last 12 to 14 days, I've taken a social media detox to where I'm not scrolling whatsoever. No scrolling, no playing video games. And when I feel an urge to distract myself, I'm doing the best I can to journal, play guitar, meditate, do something to reconnect with myself. And I challenge you to try a digital detox yourself. One thing I have a rule is on date nights now, where no phones on date night. I can use the map to get to where we're going, but I have to just find my way home, which of course extends date night, but extended date night's not a big deal. So try something like that for yourself. See if it helps you. Now to close things off, again, the question is, what is the true definition of health? And the definition of health is your quality of life. We've spent the last 20 to 30 minutes deconstructing what we've been told health should be. But here is the only definition that matters. Health is the vehicle that allows you to live your most authentic life. If your healthy routine makes you miserable, it's not healthy. If your diet makes you feel disconnected from your family, it's not nourishing. Your quality of life is the direct result of the quality of your decisions, not just the big ones, but the tiny, quiet ones. The decision to take a breath between emails, the decision to walk outside and look at the sky, the decision to stop shaming yourself for a number on a scale, all of those are healthy choices. Take responsibility for your livelihood. Not because you have to, but because you deserve to thrive. Take a step back today, evaluate your choices, and the next time you're ready for a healthy habit, ask yourself this: is this adding to my life or just adding to my to-do list? Live for the authentic version of you. That is where healing begins. I'm Trent Trevelyan, your host on the Tangible Wellness Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, like and share it with someone that could benefit from this. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.